What's happening, party people? We're back with part two of the Open Mat series. This is part two at Woven. And this happy young gentleman is a gentleman by the name of Joey. He's an Australian guy who now lives in Bali. He's a photographer, takes amazing photos. Um, I'll link his Instagram below if you want to see his work. But yeah, just getting into it. I had previously rolled with Joey off camera, so I think he kind of knew what to expect, and he was just, yeah, it was kind of watching the feet. As you can see, he's trying not to let me take anything, and then everyone around was talking about me doing footlocks. So it was a case where I was like, right, I've got to do something a little bit different here. I'm becoming a bit of a cliche. So yeah, locked up the guillotine there. It's a bit of a weird one actually because I only had the one arm in and then I managed to sneak it and the other hand under the chin and get the finish. Um, don't ask me what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of seeing if I can get into some sort of leg entanglement or some weird position where I can pull some bullshit move off. Yeah, what we got here? Oh, I think I do actually have the foot there, and then he tapped early because he was like, I'm not dealing with this guy's nonsense again. What we got now? So yeah, just playing a bit of a loose guard. I think he was just trying to avoid having his feet taken. To be honest, he thought if I smother the top half, then he doesn't really have too much chance of grabbing my legs. And this bit was actually quite funny. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I've got the perfect position for the buggy here, and I was like, "This guy knows. This guy knows." I'm pointing at him off camera, but I thought he's quite a big dude, like in terms of he's quite long. So trying to lock up a buggy from that position, you have to be certain of it, otherwise it kind of hurts. So instead, I just gift wrapped him, and then I think I turned him over here, and then just apply the pressure, get the shoulder down on the neck, and practically choke him with his own arm. So yeah, that was a little bit creative from myself, but yeah, sometimes you just need to try stuff until it works. Like try stuff until it sticks. Sometimes it's absolute nonsense, and other times you pull something out the bag, and people are asking, "How did you do that?" And you say, "I don't know. I have no idea." But then you kind of reverse engineer it and work out how you did it, and then it becomes something that hopefully down the line you get known for because it's a new move or it's a good move. It didn't even want to let me lock up the I think it was like an Ioki from standing there. It was just like, right, tap, let it go. So yeah, it was just a bit of a sort of gentle kind of flowish round, this one. Joey's just had a baby and I don't think he really wants to be smashing hard rounds, so yeah, nice and easy. So he's not been at jiu-jitsu as much in the past sort of, I think he said for the past sort of 8 months. So he's very much in the mindset of coming back to jiu-jitsu now, getting the training in, but has been gone for a while. This was interesting actually because I've realised that I could just, where I've got the angle on the knee, I don't know if you can see the leg entanglement. I simply just look at his foot and pull it up. It's a bit of a sort of a Z lock position, but I didn't really want to pull it too hard. But yeah, get the tap there. Right, what else? A lot of the time with these rolls, I like to just like a beta position or just step, almost like just walking through the guard. I'm not like going to be practicing smashing people. It's just nice to get the rounds in, sort of get familiar with different positions, look at different leg entanglements and stuff like this. It's like sometimes if you go too hard on trying to smash through someone's guard, then you miss the subtleties of something like that where I just managed to mount with minimal effort, but it's just being in the right place at the right time. And and just got a bit of a smother choke there. But yeah, it's not to say I don't practice passing guard, and or it's not to say that I don't enjoy it or anything like that. But I just find a lot of the time, look, straight foot again. A lot of the time when you're playing around in training or like open mat situations, it's best to like go hard, but kind of take it easy. So round two, no guesses for guessing what this guy does for a living. Um, this is Grant. He's a tattoo artist originally from Perth, but now lives in Bali, living the dream. I'll link his Instagram below so you can see his amazing work. Yeah, managed to get the straight foot lock here, and then after this, I think Grant asks me, the um, "Did you have the hip line through the leg?" And I said, "No." A lot of the time, you can actually get the straight foot lock from different positions if you can manage to get their leg straight enough. Because you can roll it over onto your shoulder, you can kind of go face down to the mat, and then just if you're pulling the foot down, it's hard to talk about the mechanics without actually showing you something, but essentially it's a lot harder to do. You want to have control of the hip with either the heel or with the inside of your thigh if you're trying to pull off a leg lock, but you can do it. You can do it with sort of minimal control of the hip. It's just going to take a little bit more torque on the grip that you've got with your hand and your forearm. But yeah, it is definitely doable, and it's definitely like a great weapon to have in the armory. Just because a lot of the time people don't see it coming. Like if you can hit something from a position where no one sees it coming because no one does it. Like I like letting people mount and then doing Ezekiel's because it's that thing of, yeah, look, there you go, straight in with the footlock again. I was being a bit mean, to be honest. Um, yeah, just throwing out moves that people don't see coming is what I love doing, but it can be quite effective because it's a case where people do, like I said in the previous video, a lot of people make a career out of doing the basics perfectly, and that's fine. But for me personally, I like just trying weird stuff, just really giving everything a go. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I think in this exchange here, as weird as it looks, you'll see him grab the foot and go for a toe hold. I think it's here, and he actually gets the toe hold because he gets really good purchase on the heel and the foot, and yeah, really sort of talks it. And that's just how jiu-jitsu goes. Like you win some, you lose some. Grant is a brown belt. I think he does a lot of gi as well. But yeah, really solid brown belt with a great game. And it's just nice because when you roll with someone like that, there's no ego involved. They've been in the sport long enough that they respect everyone, and it's like you learn stuff from them. And then he was even asking me stuff like at the start when he was asking me about having the I can't remember what you call it, like the hip line with the straight foot lock. So we're just like you bounce off each other. You learn things from everyone. You can learn stuff from white belts. You can learn stuff from black belts. Like, oh look, going for the straight foot again. I think we had a little bit of a laugh after the next one, but yeah, you learn so much by rolling with everyone. And this was class, but I think the only problem is this is more of a gi move. I think this is a bow and arrow. Correct me if I'm wrong. A bow and arrow choke, and he had it like properly sunk in, but I managed to kind of just fold my chin in, and I was like, right, if I just wait this out, his arms will get a bit tired because it's similar sort of thing to like when you're doing a guillotine. It's like kills your arms if you hold on for too long. But super creative. I thought, wow, that's really cool how he managed to get that. And then I thought I'd try and get a toe hold back. But yeah, it's super cool round, um, with a really sort of versatile jiu-jitsu player. Like you don't really know what he's going to do next. but I think he wanted to get the foot here, as you can see. In those situations, you just the one thing that I would say is if someone's going for your foot, or especially if someone's going for your heel, try not to make any like jerky sort of spazzy movements. Because chances are, if they've got even like half a purchase, you're really going to hurt yourself. The main thing, like the main takeaway that I would say from anyone looking to get into doing footlocks and heel hooks and all these like knee bars and all these sorts of things, any exchanges when you're going into leg entanglements, um, learn it slow. Like when I first started doing jujitsu, I was doing it over and over and over again. And when I first started, I was terrible. I was just getting battered left, right, and center. Um, but you just do it over and over again, and then with time and with the muscle memory, it gets to a point where you don't even have to think about it, and then you know that you're safe in a certain position. So there's certain positions where I'm like, right, I can try and really pull my foot out here. And then there's other positions where I'm like, no chance in hell. I'm just gonna see whether they can get the tap. If they can get the tap, fine, I'll tap. If they can't, and they're kind of taking their time with it, then I'll wait for an opportunity, but they kind of let go a little bit. Or oh look, there's me going for the Ezekiel again. I think this was the end of the round. Um, yeah, just knowing where you're at in a position, especially with anything to do with the legs, because it can be, God, it can be awful if especially if it's something like a heel hook and someone's got it set in and you don't realize, you twist towards them, and all of a sudden your ACL and all that sort of stuff has popped. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of show you these other two rounds with Joey and Grant here. Have a look in the description to see these guys and follow their stuff. Really, really cool guys putting out some really, really good content and photography and tattoo stuff. So yeah, and if you like this video, give it a like, a subscribe, a share, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.